Hi, I'm Chris Steele, and I'm one of the authors of Chapter 6, Incentives in the United States, from the new book, Rethinking Investment Incentives, from Columbia University Press. My co-author, Charles Krakoff, will be speaking to you about the findings from our review of incentives in the United States, but I'd like to take my time to speak with you about some of the deals that we examined for this chapter. Broadly speaking, the role of incentives in investment and business attraction decisions is not well understood. Traditionally, incentives were viewed as not mattering very much or only mattering in specific circumstances. However, the fact of $50 to $80 billion in incentive awards suggests that incentives offered at the state and municipal level do play a role in corporate investment location decisions. The actual impact of those incentives, however, may not be what was hoped or expected. Each of these policies was designed to move companies to make a decision they would not otherwise make, either by increasing the investment size or by changing its direction or destination. The goal is to bring investment that will enhance overall economic well-being. The results are somewhat mixed. Corporations are well aware of the existence and benefits of incentives. They negotiate aggressively and often play one jurisdiction against each other to extract the most generous incentive package possible. Nonetheless, the evidence does not show that governments will necessarily lose by not offering the most generous package. For every investor lured by incentives, there are many others that probably would have gone ahead in the same location even if fewer incentives were offered or none at all. As an example, Nebraska offered $75 million in tax breaks to induce the Union Pacific Railroad to move over 1,000 jobs from St. Louis to Omaha. But company officials told St. Louis that the move was motivated by critical strategic considerations, not by tax incentives. Likewise, when citizens took the local government to court over an incentive package for an IPSCO steel plant, the company said that they would not reverse their decision to locate in Iowa, even if the incentive package was rescinded. They admitted publicly that the incentives made no difference to the decision. If this is the case, why do companies put such emphasis on incentives and their role in luring investment? Well, businesses have a clear motivation to exaggerate the importance of incentives, since they are unlikely to receive anything unless policymakers believe the incentives will sway the location decision. It is important to remember, as incentives carry risk with them, particularly as incentives are no guarantee of permanence for the investment. General Motors shut down its plant in Ypsilanti, Michigan in 1991, even after receiving tax breaks on $250 million of investments, amounting to about half of their local tax bill. The city sued and won in their attempts to claw back the incentive package, but the lower court judgment was overturned by the state appeals court on the grounds that soliciting tax breaks, using the prospect of job creation or preservation, does not constitute a binding promise. So incentives, worthwhile or effective public policy tools, even given attempts in the United States and in the courts to curb these tools, they remain common in the economic development toolbox. What does and does not happen as a result of incentives provides some important lessons for how to develop effective incentive policies. I encourage you to listen to Mr. Krakoff's session and also to read the remainder of Chapter 6 for some suggestions. Thank you very much.